did a mission interview with Dell in December. I didn't have an interview in the workshop. Did a workshop with them in December of 06. They got fantastic smart photos that they shared with us then. I would check with them on the way back and see if they've got anything that says anything about photos and see if we need to minimize those. Then if we go a little bit south, southwest, of course there's Corpus Christi Naval Air Station. I'm not going to talk too much about Corpus Christi Naval Air Station because we did in the last workshop, but I want to talk to you about what was part of it that pushed out all through Oasis County in hopes of giving some assistance for you. Here's an aerial photo of what it looks like during World War II. Of course, the little laser picture is. Of course, you have the runways. Then over here, you have a bunch of hangars, a large tarmac, and the ramps leading out into the water for seaplanes. You have seaplane ramps, PBY, very widely used seaplane during World War II. Then you have, that's all on there. Then you have a historic photo of what they look like today. Some of the ramps are still there. Then you have another type of seaplane that was used, and from our local co-host, these, that's an animation on that one. I want you to see what it looks like today, because there's only one of these left in Corpus Christi. And the effect, that's it. Okay. There's only one of the ramps left today. We're bringing it back on, but just beyond it's the last launcher. They would practice launching these planes off of because they would be actually launched off ships out at sea. So you have 3 different types of training taking place in Corpus Christi for 3 different types of planes. 2 are seaplanes and 1 is landing planes. And as a result, they need a lot of room. We have a bunch of cadets training. We can't all train over the same airspace in Corpus Christi. So Corpus Christi designates 4 auxiliary planes. And the largest one actually became the Naval Air Station in Kingsville. But here's an example of what one looks like today. And then here's a great example of what supported that mission even further. Think of it like this. At the top of the pyramid, Corpus Christi, then you've got another branch below, 4 auxiliary with big fields with hangars, with concrete runways, with fuel storage facilities. And then you have a bunch of what we call OLS. And this is a great photo because it says, okay, truck driver going up to pick up people. If you need fields 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B, 3B, 36, all the way through here, go this way. If you need fields 30 through 35, go this way. And these were all over Oasis County. These outlying landing fields. And we have not found good information on where all these are. But they're going to be part of our survey. Same as the bombing targets for Midland or Ohio or any other Army airfields. These small landing fields that were built just sod, dirt, to give them some more room for emergency landings, for practicing touching goes. They're all over Oasis County. This is part of the World War II survey. We're looking for these. So if any of you have good information on where we're about to look, let us know. We're, of course, going to the National Archives. And we're going to look into their information to see if they have maybe some longitudinal latitude quarters. Because it's not going to look like this today. You know, it's going to be plowed back over. It's going to be farmland. It could be a Best Buy now. You don't know if the city is overgrown position. Yes, sir.
You know, might you refer to the ag, one of the ag facilities in Oasis County, agricultural agent, control agent? Look at their records. Because this is in the middle of the field.
Yes, it is.
So maybe the ag people might have some information about what fields are interrupted by.
I like that. That's a really good idea. Because maybe they got some sort of credit.
Yes.
The federal government, like putting cows on your land in taxes. Hold on.
We need to talk about the Northern Malaysia.
Yes. Yes,
He's
Dr. Norman Blaine is a great help to us.
done a lot of research for the naval base.
You were saying, Ron?
Another one of the outlying fields turned into the Oasis County Airport in Robinson. And so some of them still are around, maybe some small fields, but some of them are, they're just going to be left alone.
Yeah. Kingsville, the big ones, you know, they're there in some capacity. 2 of them are still used. You see, you know, planes doing touch and goes can't have it. Naval air stations of the West, Corpus, Rod, Conroe, Dallas, all these other places. I'll pass around to the report if you like, and just keep it going. So we know that they're out there. We've got photos of what they look like. And these are great examples of world histories. You know, not just the pilots that trained on them, but how about the farmer? You know, the person building the land, how is he approached? How does his family think about their World War II experience? Then, of course, you have the civilian observers. At the Corpus Christi workshop, we have gentleman without top of us. He's actually the chair of the Wilson County Historical Commission. And he said, in my county, we had civilian Army Air Force observers. It was our job to take a look out towards the Gulf Coast, you know, and view any planes flying in towards San Antonio. Because San Antonio is a major hub, not just for military training, but all the logistics going through San Antonio. And then before, you know, we see this plane, we have our chart in front of us, the silhouette doesn't look like it. You know, of course, they never did have any bombing runs coming in from the Gulf, but it was a job, civil defense. And he brought his. You can see it's a little tattered, he still has it. They had little pins that they wore as well. And the Casper School was the official lookout for World War II observers in Wilson County during World War II. And to corroborate his story, another gentleman in San Patricio County had photos of these observation towers that were set up. He would like to find one as much as you would like to find a 155 and either restore it or find the blueprints to build something like this, have an interpreter beside us say, this was our home front contribution to World War II. We were observing planes coming in and reporting back to the airfields in San Antonio saying, this is what we see, here's a heads up. Because not only is it good to know in case the Japanese and Germans ever did attempt an invasion of the Gulf, which logistically they couldn't do, but think of all of the training taking place in Texas. All the planes, all the pilots, young pilots, new pilots. It's good to have some observers up there saying, hey, we got a whole bunch of people here, just let you know, because this is before, you know, radars are widely distributed. It probably helped prevent a lot of mid-air collisions. Now, I like this photo right here, and I'm going to flip it for you in a second, but this is in the book that's going on right now. And here's Gulf of Mexico, and it talks about the Aransas Bay, and it talks about bombing rankings for torpedo bombing. So let's flip it. St. Joseph Island, Mustang Island, Live Oak Peninsula, Blackjack Peninsula. Pretty sure some of these names are familiar with you. I never heard of them on our tour yesterday. But they had this painted out on the tarmac. And young pilots at Corpus Christi Naval Air Station could take a look at this when they were going out on their bombing missions. I think there's a place near here, forgive me if I'm pronouncing it correctly, PAPHA Bay, where we were told at our Corpus Christi workshop, there were torpedo buoys placed out in PAPHA Bay. And the Navy pilots out of AS Corpus Christi practice torpedo runs on torpedo buoys. Now, I don't know exactly what a torpedo buoy looks like. So I think of a buoy, I think of one thing maybe more like this, but maybe it was something a little bit bigger, like a tow car. But this is the kind of information, this is the kind of stuff we're looking for because we want to know what were their missions here. All right, let's talk about ranges. Again, this is stuff that John brought us out in Corpus last time. You got San Antonio right here. You got Del Rio right here. Eagle Pass and Laredo. And I mentioned I was born in Valley, but I grew up in Eagle Pass. Used to go visit my family down in the Rio Grande Valley. Grandparents, both sets, live 2 blocks from each other. Every Christmas, every Easter, sometimes on Thanksgiving. Always going down to the valley. Leaving Eagle Pass, we would drive through Laredo, and always go like this. Never thought too much of it. But there's a highway that goes right along the border right there. And there's a highway that goes along the border right there. Well, why is there not a highway that goes along the border right there? Well, maybe it's a private landowner who didn't want highway or maybe it's a private landowner who during the private landowner during World War II who had something going on in here, and maybe it's not a safe place for textiles to put a road. And maybe that's an aerial gunnery range for World War II. This is the best example we've found so far through the National Archives in Fort Worth, an aerial gunnery range. There's Cruiser Springs, Eagle Pass is up here, the radio's down here, of where these pilots at Eagle Pass Army Airfield, which were single-engine pilots, who practiced gunners, Walter gunners out of Laredo would practice up in there as well. But they would also practice just east of Laredo in a ground range in things like this. Of course, they would practice, of course, with shotgun ski. Then they graduate up to railroad tracks like this, where the 50 caliber mounts were inside of compartments, and they were practicing just east of Laredo, learning how to track a compartment before they take them up in the air and practice on aircraft. Now, later in context, you see the concentric bombing rings, the circle of the ship right there. This is out in San Angelo. This is out in the Panhandle. This is out in West Texas. They're all over the state, these kind of bombing rings. But we also found that there are places like Angelina County, where they didn't really clear land to do it. They just cut down trees and made concentric rings in the East Texas forest. And that was bombing target sandbags, thankfully, because they're using live munitions, like you'll see a huge forest fire taking place. But also here in the coastal big area. Go to Matagorda Island. We'll talk about railroad fields first that supported the mission. You have Matagorda Island bombing and gunning range, and Matagorda Peninsula bombing and gunning range, what they look like today. I'm going to show you pictures what they look like in 1943. If you move from the airfields down the island, and if I've got my geography correct, it comes down Matagorda Island towards St. Joe, San Jose Island, and then below that's Padre. Okay, good. I'm going to make sure I got that right.
Personalize your story a little bit. Barney Farley, very prominent individual in Port Aransas, a fisherman. He was a warrant officer in the United States Army Air Force during World War II, stationed at the Matagorda airfields, and his job was a morale officer, R&R. He would take the boys fishing, show them how to fish. There's a great picture of Barney in uniform with an array of redfish in front of him and young aerial cadets. So
That's great.
that is great, and it's in the Farley book. That you'll see that is on Matagorda.
The refuge today is run by Christian Wildlife. We made contact with them. They're actually going to let us come out onto the wildlife refuge. They're going to take us out there so we can videotape and take photographs of the bombing ranges. 2 weeks ago, Laura and I were at the very northern western tip of the canyon, just south of the border, trying to find one in the Rita Block, the wildlife refuge up there. We had these directions. We had a Jeep. They're out there in the middle of the Badland, this thing, because it's got no rain. Trying to find this. We couldn't find it. We get back after a flat tire, of course, and the guy that helped us out was the local VA officer for Gallup County. I was corrected on that one too. And he said, "Oh, here it is." He sent us a Google image like this, and yep, there was the ring. We were about maybe half an hour. So hopefully we'll be able to get back there and be able to show it. We are going to be able to go to these. I love it because Google Earth, someone's put little dots on them, and it says circles, question mark. This is what the circles look like after 6.5 decades. They're still there. And they told us how they made them too. I'm not sure exactly what these equipment's called, but you know the big earth mover that's got the blade in the middle, it's kind of at an angle like this, and it plows up earth. We just did that in circles.
All the way down to the YouTube.
And these were the practice bombing ranges. They're the closest ones to you here. So, this is where we need to know. This is some of the information you provided me when we were at the Corpus Workshop. Okay. You said starting, this is the book too, starting 14 miles south of the Bob Hall Pier, continuing 35 miles down the island, there were 7 zones, Albuquerque called, that were bombing ranges on Padre Island and 8 air gunnery targets. Where were you able to access that information? Because we want to be able to find out.
That is from an article, and I can get you the reference on that by Murphy Giddens. Murphy Giddens is a prominent journalist with the Call Times, Call Times. He is a good historian, and either this is Murphy or someone on his staff. I'm now thinking about maybe a staff something. And Murphy's job is to go through archives and publish weekly. When's he publish? Weekly or every Wednesday? Murphy Giddens will have something about
So they're all up and down Conrail and Mustang, these bombing and gunning ranges. The ones I've showed you examples of, they're Eagle Pass, they're Laredo, out near San Angelo, they're right here as well. And just think the old histories of anyone who's still living in the community that maybe they hired as a civilian contractor to help build these things. More people were watching. We were asking them down to Victoria, doing a whole history interview with a gentleman that was stationed across the field, and he witnessed the sinking of the Oaxaca, Mexican tank that the Germans torpedoed years ago, which was the eventual last step that brought the Republic of Mexico into the war against the Axis. And when we did our history interview, we found out what he did for the Army. He inspected eggs locally, from the local farmers, and he brought in food for Foster Field. But he didn't actually witness it with his eyes. He was out in the bay fishing. Beyond his lead time and heard it. So he got back to the base really quickly, like, hey, what's going on? Why is everybody suiting up, getting ready to fly out into the bay? Well, Mexican tanker is sinking out there. German submarines are in the area. So the local histories of things that took place here, they could be the local landowners, they could be officer morale, or they could be actually people that heard of that as opposed to actually saw it. Home run size. Civil defense, Texas Defense Guard, rationing the war. Again, Orange County being a great photo for us. Maybe it's something that can work for you if you're looking for the Texas Defense Guard. Many of you are familiar with Texas Defense Guard, but for those of you that are not, this is a defense guard that, in addition to the National Guard and federal troops that fought during World War II, they were home battle guard states, generally teenage boys and older men. And they got a great photo of a company lined up in orange. Maybe you have a photo of that as well. This is a look from story. Maybe there are people who served in the defense guard here in Nueces County, in here in Port Aransas. You do an old history review that will say, let's talk about the military. You serve in some capacity. You serve overseas. What was your job here? What you guys did? And then, of course, civil defense can be anything from rationing to making sure that blackout conditions are adhered to. And you told us a great story on the bar yesterday about the blackout. Port Aransas once was a fear of a U-boat operation. Now, we've come to the conclusion that most counties have their county rationing board or their list of boards at their county courthouse. Are you aware in Port Aransas or Aransas Pass if there was any official rationing board set? Like was it in a particular building or a particular location?
Any rationing? Do you remember any rationing in Nueces County? Do you remember where people could pick up their rationing stamps? Well, I know you were in the beginning, but I don't know. I'm not aware of that.
How about the civil defense blackout? Of course, blackouts in people's communities, but there was a location that people came to get their information from, or that they set up as this is going to be our command post.
Betty? Aransas Pass had more, and it's in the book again. When the U-boat was spotted, the Aransas Pass Progress paper did an article, and they list explicit agencies that responded to that site. None of those agencies were in Port Aransas. Port Aransas at that time, 1942, was the population 300 maybe, truly a fishing village. Aransas Pass was much more of a hub for that activity. You read that Aransas Pass is half of it is, that's right, Aransas County, and it goes right to the county. It goes to the county.
Completely different communities now than what 6 acres. Well, if the population is that low, then maybe there wasn't one here in Port Aransas, but maybe in Aransas Pass,
Yes.
there were scrap drives.
Yes.
Maybe not the size of this one in San Antonio, where they got a bunch of cars thrown into the mix on Columbus Day, and they did this massive scrap drive. But are you aware of any scrap drive collection points
have annually old folks that old, the VOIs, sit on the stage and talk. Ad lib. We need to have them talk about World War II, and we will do that. And we will take notes.
And will you share the notes with us?
We'll send them right.
Thanks.
I also just suggested to the man that he did list particular things on here. And then every week, every month,
Will do.
like, we're gonna give information about
In our newsletter.
in our newsletter.
Thank you. Let's go. Yes, ma'am.
Would you repeat that?
This is more, this is Bill Moore.
Marguerite.
Figures.
It's still more hardware, but the bill, it's the hardware bill on the sheets for that. And they so she's still more hardware. And they
That's Marcy's, Marcy Matthews. She married Bill, right? This is the, the woman that married Bill is a Matthews. And I'm trying to have a relationship. Yeah. Carlos was the son. Yeah, Carlos. So I think it's important.
And Manny has stories, I think it's Manny that has stories about the guys that had the gasoline.
No, Letty Belcher. Letty
Maybe
Belcher.
Manny just tells them.
I told him,
Where did that go?
Letty Belcher. We had a fellow, I was working at a restaurant in Fort Aransas at Virginia's. And I was helping my friend Virginia Corn. She just started a restaurant there. And I seated a fellow and his family. He was an older man. And this is serendipity. This is one of those, how does it happen? And I heard him talking about World War II in Fort Aransas, and I went by to be sure his iced tea was coming to the table. And I said, "Sir, I couldn't help it over here. His name is Buddy Belcher. He moved inland many years ago. He sent me 29, 30 pages, detailed information about World War II in Fort Aransas." It was like, wow. What did I say? So this can happen. You know, just keep yours up. You know, boy, when you find it.
Well, and that's some of the offspring. Some of it's just like, you have several kids in a family, but one of them listens and hears it and remembers and tells, that kind of stuff, but the rest of them don't have any idea. That's what we should have done before Marie died. She was the one who remembered the stories that Woody had while he still had his faculties. And she had the files.
Anne Green's the person to contact. Yeah. Anne Green knows the one. She's sort of our non-image archivist.
Well, at the bottom we've got the little check marks on your list. We've got Aransas Pass, the Coast Guard, Beach Patrol. Now, obviously, they're patrolling it now. Where do you think Aransas Pass, we would be able to find a location of where they would have administrative stuff? And two, do you know of any historic photos?
Yes. The historic photos I have in that Coast Guard annual book published by the Coast Guard. And they have a picture of each of 9 puppies up and down West Bank Island. Their command post would have been the Coast Guard station on Station Street and PAPHA.
Is that where it is now?
No, right now that's the 3rd Coast Guard station. This is the Coast Guard station that preceded that. You go back to my narrative for the marker.
Yep.
It's the second station.
Okay.
That will tell you where they're operating out of.
Gotcha. And then, here are photo ranges. Again, a historic photo and where it would have operated from. The Coast Guard lifeboat station. Sorry, what?
You said the second.
The lifeboat station.
Maybe it doesn't have to be called a lifeboat station, but where would the Coast Guard in World War II have been here at Port Aransas?
In the narrative, the second station in the narrative. Can you get by my
Oh,
narrative?
yeah, I can, but they're
I
not
never
putting
liked fishing in the
Aransas
water.
and Aransas Pass, they're just in Aransas Pass?
No, forget a rental space.
They're here for
Yeah,
Coast
right
Guard
here.
is not in Aransas.
I can't say that. I'm not sure.
The Coast Guard station is right.
I'm not aware of the
Yes,
station.
the commission is for.
Boom, right here. Port Aransas.
Okay.
That's all.
Coast Guard Station used to be, across from,
I don't know, so I'm asking. So,
and it later was sold and moved and, turned into a residence, but in that old apartment around Paris.
and that's here at Port Aransas?
Yes.
Okay.
It was here in the fifties or fifties,
All right.
and I don't know whether it was the first or the second, but I know that during, what was the huge hurricane, and they, tied themselves together, the people at the Coast Guard Station tied themselves together with boats and wasting across Cotter to get to the property.
Wow.
And, what's Mark's last name?
Franklin.
Mark Franklin, were the head of some of the.
Okay. Mark Creighton?
Yes, he's on the.
The station is in my narrative, the second station.
Yeah. It's just, it sounded like when we first started talking about the Aransas Pass,
No.
Yeah.
that you were talking about that, but you're being, your narrative focused only on Port
Yes,
Aransas, the
it's
second
State
station.
Aransas Pass, I was,
Okay.
Right. Then, coastal picnic patrol, would that have been out of Port Aransas or Aransas Pass?
my understanding is that it was on Port Aransas conducted by the Coast Guard Station here. Station 2.
And then, of course, temporary harbor fences, we're gonna see that today.
That is, you ever seen that?
And, let's see, in Aransas County, you showed us from the boat yesterday, United Carbon Plant for carbon black.
Okay.
Let's see here.
Aransas County, that's Rockport, right?
All right. Okay. Thanks. Not too bad. Good tips. What are we going to do with this when we're done, right? We're going to share our work. That's what we're going to do. And again, some more fantastic PowerPoint special effects. I'm going to show you how we're going to do them. Imagine that you've come to our website and you see that there's a map of Texas. And on that map of Texas, there's going to be a whole bunch of little tiny dots, kind of like this gray one right here. And you've got a mouse cursor right here on your computer screen. Move your mouse cursor over the top of it. And what's going to pop up? We're going to see a web page, kind of like it looks like today. And you're going to see from our book, the red book, as we call it. And we call it the red book because it's red. An aerial photograph from 1943 of every Army airfield and auxiliary field in Texas during World War II. It's actually the 1945 Texas Airport record. We call it the red book because that's what we always thought it was. But what are you going to have? You're going to have an aerial of what a site looked like. Maybe it won't be an Army airfield, it'll be a field of camp. You're going to have a historic photo of what something looked like. That's what we're collecting. You've got Matagorda Island, and here Matagorda Peninsula, two different bombing ranges. Then you're going to have photos of what they look like today. In their place right now, I have Google Earth images. Like I said, the refuge is going to let us on next year. We're going to take photos of what it looks like. So you're going to see what it looked like then, what it looks like today. Give you a nice little basis. Then, you're also going to have access to our database. And within our database is where all the good information is. Laura has spent over a year, and will continue over the next 2 years, adding things as we come across them to this database. So you type in prisoner of war camp in, say, Lufkin. You're going to find out that there were 2 POW camps in Lufkin during World War II. And then you're going to find out what we have. Here are all the books that are associated with it. Here's the newspaper articles associated with it. Here's the web pages. Here's the district dissertation written by an aspiring grad student at Stephen F. Austin. You're going to have all this information at your fingertips, so you can then go on and build your own research on things and make things a lot easier to learn. Yes, sir.
It's going to be a phenomenal archive of photographs.
Yes, it is.
Are they in the public domain?
We're trying to make sure that every once in a while you are. We always get that when someone gives us a photo, can we use this for this?
So Ann can lift it directly off your website for Betty to write the article.
At 75 dpi, yeah.
Great.
If you want something better than that, then we do have official forms.
I'll work it. That's good. That flexibility I think that's got to be part of this.
If you want something better than 75 digital pics per image, which is a web page image, you can request photos through our archive department. Andy Rhodes works that. We've got a lady doing it right now for our Texas Civil War monuments. You fill out a form, and depending on what it's for, there's a charge.
I contact with her.
There's also the TEAS applications. I talked to how Laura wrote us out 2 different Texas Essential Knowledge and Skills for elementary and for graduate schools, plus an optional field trip if there's any enterprising teachers that want to use it. But then, in addition to that one web page, which is a statewide survey, all the other programs that we've done are going to be new web pages. There's going to be the vignettes, those markers. There's going to be the oral history workshops and our oral histories that we did. There's going to be a timeline. There's going to be something I like called Texas and World War II Atlas, which gives you information on locations that can tell you about things, such as the Texas Military Forces Museum. It can tell you that nice silver shiny star in that case that you're about to put on eBay is your grandfather's silver star he won. So you might want to hold on to that as opposed to sell it. And then of course, we end with the urgency of the issue. We've talked about this several times, people brought it up. The decision makers like Sam Rayburn, Admiral Nimitz, people that were in charge in World War II, we can't go do an old history. But the people that lived it in the rank and file, and of course the children of World War II, those old histories are there, whether they're military or not. We have an opportunity now to go collect those in the community. We always try to leave you with that challenge. Because the children's old histories are just as important. This is the last slide. What you got here are 2 different children oral histories of World War II. On the left right there, the very patriotic image. That's Richard Don Sims out of Fort Worth. He's 7 years old in this photo at Christmas of 1944. His dad got leave and came home. Went back to sea on board the USS Franklin in March of 1945. That ship was attacked by kamikazes off of the Battle of Iwo Jima. And the ship sank, and he lost his father on that ship. His father died saving some men to get to a hatch. And he spent the rest of his life making sure that his father's stories were remembered. In addition to that, you can find him every Thursday afternoon at the DFW USO playing his banjo. We talked about World War II to all the Iraqi and Afghanistan soldiers flying through DFW. He's taken something very tragic in his life, and he's made a way to keep that image alive by keeping the story going. The other one is Heidi. She's right there, the Crystal City attorney. And this is their family mugshot of Crystal City.
Was it like the aircraft carrier?
The aircraft carrier was this one here, the freight.
You might check the record. She got back to the boat.
She did get back to New York, but she was sunk in March of 45.
Really?
Yeah.
What action?
I'll have to look it up, but there's a book on it called Saving Big Ben. Well, I take it back. I apologize for saying something. You're absolutely right. The ship was saved and made back to New York. His father died. I was thinking the Indianapolis and I was telling that story. You're absolutely right. She did make it back. And then Heidi's mugshot was taken actually in Zavala County at Crystal City Family Attorney. So we're going to ship out now. I'm going to take your questions, if you have it, and then I'm going to turn it over to Betty, who's going to give us our instructions on lunch on your own, followed by where we need to be to get on this bus for the tour.
Already did that once.
Oh, well, then never mind. What are your questions?
If anybody has questions about what we're going to be involved, ask me. I'll repeat this.
This is a question, but when you were in Focus at Walden Field, I'd always heard that prisoners were kept there.
Really?
At Walden, I think it was official, POW camp, but then I think German prisoners were kept at Walden Field.
I'll have to look on a map,
Yeah, I
to
didn't see it.
remember where they are in relation, because I know You've got Indiana's Corpus Christi here, and you've got like 3 at 5 Mile Hills going up towards the southwest, and then of course Kingsville's back down over here.
That was the one in.
But Flower Bluff,
Yeah, Walter is in Flower
okay,
Bluff.
yes, and you're absolutely right. And Norm Delaney is the gentleman that told us about where that POW camp was.
Oh, okay.
So you were absolutely right on target.
In Saratoga and Yorktown, Boulevards, all named, yeah, they're all concrete road. I grew up in that picture of the farm out there, I grew up in a little farm like that,
Ah,
off the Staples.
did you have a landing field on your farm?
No. I'm not sure if somebody was around to ask. And
Does anybody else have any questions? Okay, well, this normally doesn't happen, but we're actually done early. So we can do lunch and then prepare for the tour. Thank you for coming.
Migrated south. So we have to roll the clock back to 1864. I did some simple math. This structure, because the structure, there's also very clear in the state historical marker. The site has not changed. It has always been this site. So in 1864, this was 1.5 miles south of the pass. And I said to myself, that didn't make sense. That's too far. If they're guarding the pass, the 1.5 miles is too far. And so I saw my hypothesis sort of in the wane. Until I started thinking, black troops, African American troops, of course, the segregation would have put them apart from the white Iowans. So my current hypothesis is that this was a barracks that housed a detachment of the Corps d'Afrique. This is a very famous unit because it was the first black unit to serve in the United States of America in the Civil War. There were slaves from Louisiana. This preceded the 53rd Massachusetts. If you remember the film Glory, this unit preceded them easily by 1.5 years. In a few moments you're going to see some American history in here, and it happens to be an FDR, part of that. I claim we can add another American history law over this place, in the sense that the Corps d'Afrique may have been barracked here for 1 year or so. So that's where I am right now. I'd love to go militarily through this yard, archaeologically, and look for remnants of the federal uniform. The Corps d'Afrique has specific emblems. I've researched that. I don't think they're going to let me cut their yard up, Mr. Pratt, but if anyone can make it happen, Mr. Pratt can. So it's you, sir, incumbent on you to get us permission to start the tilling and the machine. You know the. Okay, Betty, it's all yours. You got the inside part.
Fort Davis has a lot of information on that. The Corps d'Afrique.
The Corps d'Afrique?
Yeah. A lot of it.
And
It's
it's
very
possible.
interesting.
Very interesting.
What I'm wondering is,
Okay, so where's the really important one?
well, they're all
I was gonna
important.
say,
The most
okay,
important
the one that I really want to
is
see.
right
You know what I'm talking about.
is right here. Right here.
Hey, Mom, we're gonna volunteer for that, the catalog wall.
When do they trail off? The 70s
I
or
saw some in
earlier?
the 70s, yeah.
When the Tarpons
Probably started
Get out.
becoming less clinical.
Just one.
Here's one
Well, here's
99.
99?
Oh, yeah.
Here's a 91.
Well, if
Yeah.
you use the sales drive, I just assume you're going to tell them.
Yes, yeah. Here's an 05, yeah.
Short to the point.
And you can tell.
Tarpon are coming back.
Right.
Good. Tarpon are returning. It seems like it was largely a function of the loss of fresh water. We dammed up all the rivers to provide corpus.
To start chronologically with the building built by the Corps of Engineers circa 1902. The Corps of Engineers was responsible for building the Aransas Pass, these magnificent jetties that we see here. And this, if you will, was their headquarters, their operations building. And the structure you're seeing, if you will look at the cement pylons, you see the cement pylons, but look at some of the wood cross members. Some of those are original, 1902.
Oh, wow.
The decking you see, the general configuration of the building is the same. It was open in the bottom. It has been now enclosed, and that's a dormitory and the bottom are washing machines and air conditioning compressors, etc. I recently wanted to acquire for this what is called a recorded Texas historical landmark marker. You know, the thing you see on the buildings with the
medallion.
The medallion. And so I sent to Willie's colleague, Charles Sadnick, I sent a picture of the building as it was in 1902 and the picture as it is currently, and there had been too much modification to the building to qualify it as a RTHL historical structure.
Yeah.
So what Rick Pratt and I are going to do is we are going to develop our own Port Aransas historical marker.
Good.
Yeah, there you go.
I like the tongue stick out. That was
Is that the emblem?
good. Yeah, that should be the
Wait a minute,
emblem.
I didn't get that.
Pratt giving you the tongue.
Put that on the plaque.
Now today, Willie was talking about the harbor entrance control post, part of the temporary harbor defenses at Aransas Pass. And the thing that people usually focus on are the gun emplacements. But this was actually a complex. It included Coast Artillery Regiment, or batteries thereof, but it also included a detached naval unit. And I'm going to put the location. Where was the engineer's pier, Rick?
Almost
Where am I?
just straight out from that pile of rocks.
That pile of rocks?
Yeah, the remnants of it are still there. Here's the new pier behind you. Okay.
Imagine a pier looking kind of like that, but it was where Rick has pointed out to these rocks here. It was called the Engineers Pier. This would have been a prime location for the HECP to monitor ingress and egress in the Aransas Pass. When boats came into the pass, it's easy to understand why they would check them out. But they also checked out boats going out for excess fuel and excess food.
Might be going out to stock a U-boat.
Might be going out to stock a U-boat. So the HECP, and that was part of every temporary harbor defense complex on all the coasts. All of them had an HECP. This is, I think, the location for it. Archives are not clear. That's the one building they're not clear on regarding Port Aransas. But anyway, Willie, I think this was it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You can still find remnants of it underwater if you want to put on your gear.
My gear consists of sunblock.
Between that pier and that
Okay,
pile
sir.
of rocks,
Emplacement bill.
and some of the remnants, some of the footing's still there.
Very good. Really, the guide here, maybe with Rick, I'm not going. I have some conditions that invite me not to go up there. But Willie, if you go with Willie, he's going to describe the Panama Mountain that you see up there. This is Battery B. And if you look over to your right at 2 o'clock, Willie, you'll see Battery A.
Yeah, they're both there.
All right.
Okay,
I'm going.
your path is very clear here.
I'm wearing sandals, but I'm going.
Ground's going to get a little soft here.
The happy campers there.
Sitting right now, that's the center mount. That's the donut that I showed in the photo during the workshop. That's where the wheels are at.
So right, this big circle of concrete.
The wheels are set on it so that they can rotate it like this,
Would it do a
side
360?
to side. And when you guys get a chance, but be careful, you can see the rail is exposed over here. This rail would have gone all the way around here at 60 degrees, so it helps them spin it quicker so they can spin rubber systems like this. What they would do is they couldn't see exactly what they were firing at because they'd be at least 10 miles for the radius, for the distance of these guns. So like I said, position. They'd also have, in some cases, spotter planes depending on what part of the coast. They would have people radioing information, just like field artillery does, and say, okay, in these coordinates, fire for effect. They put a couple rounds on target, and they'd say 140 meters short, 100 meters left. Then they correct, and they fire again. And this gave them some concealment, because if you're here, the ship out there, until it sees this muzzle flash, isn't going to see a 155 millimeter barrel at this distance. And they don't know where to look, so they're going to be looking in every direction. And it's cheap, and it's easy to put together, and it's not a hard facility, so they obviously didn't expect that they were going to have to duke it out with some sort of evasion. So that's why we have what's considered a Panama mount, which is a way to traverse the gun rather quickly, but it's much more stable than putting it down in those dunes and it firing back, rocking into the sand, and having to be dug out each time. begun right here.
Oh, how many along the coast?
Oh, how many along the coast? Let's see. They're in Orange. They're in Galveston. They're here. They're in Corpus.
Didn't they have some at Quintana?
I haven't identified any down south near Boca Chica yet.
Willie, didn't they have some at Quintana? They're like,
I'd have to take a look at my notes.
oh, and there's a trail to get over to the
Yep.
other one.
Yep. There's
But
another.
before you leave, when you're ready to go down, no rush, but do take a look at the rail because you can see it here. Just be careful because of the ledge.
Houses that are of importance as we go past. We won't stop because we need the time. Been to Bundy's. Actually, I
Commercial.
believe there's some question about which was the post office, whether it was one end of Bundy's or whether it was this little attached building with the glass in, which was really just a postal station because that was before.
Yeah.
This was the first mercantile.
That was Port Aransas Mercantile.
Windermere City?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Ah, okay.
And the people that owned it also owned our house,
Very
which
good.
was
Very easy.
they were tied together for a while.
Ah, okay.
We had to be important in Lynch to have the house in the store. We have a wonderful photograph after a major hurricane of that outer wall, the street wall down. You can see all the cans on the shoreline.
So it's sort of tricky on a weekend to go
Yeah, that's all right.
around. You can't make
I'm
all.
bigger than most of these things. We'll get out there eventually.
Second.
I had you going left, not right.
Oh,
Didn't mind.
That's left.
well, we can get on. We can get down. Yeah, it does say turn left. No, that's all right. All right, let's go back down and go the other way so we can get past it.
Yeah, I was keeping it off Allister.
Yeah. If I could learn to read, Pam, I'd be okay.
That's okay.
We wouldn't be as much fun as
That's right. It wouldn't be as much fun.
Now this was the old jail.
No, not that one.
That's a computer center.
The computer center, okay, the previous old jail. I thought you were talking about the old jail.
No, no.
Which we'll see on the other street.
All right, let me get us where we're supposed to be, and then you'll take it from there.
I thought this was where we were supposed to be.
Well, no,
No.
we're supposed to go down past Farley.
In the meantime, can anybody say?
I took a right on
That
White
was an
instead of a left.
addition. I didn't know about it.
Come on now.
This is the magical mystery tour. You can yodel.
Changing it around.
All right, now we're on
Not
course.
allowed to
Yes.
lobby or yodel.
Lobby or yodel.
Now there's another right.
This is where
On the right is the old Farley house.
This one?
Yep.
509?
Yeah.
One of
Are we
them.
saying anything, or?
No.
Oh.
Miss Una still lives there.
The Farley still lives there?
you see all the little Farley boats around town with the pop.
That was Barney's house.
That was.
Now, where
And
was
on the
this
left
from?
over here is old Studeman house.
Which one?
This one right here.
The White House?
That one right there.
What house?
Studeman.
Very pretty.
Studeman. Okay, go slow. You can stop here.
Ma'am.
This here is the Mercer Cemetery.
Rick, who's buried here of note?
Nobody anymore.
Nobody, but it's
Do
real
the
interesting to look
headstones-
at the headstones.
Did
It's
the
really
headstone speak to anyone?
They do. They speak to
Yeah.
3 of the Mercers.
Three of the Mercers, and also the one Mercer, the John G. was over in Aransas Pass for quite a while at Evans. But she brought it back, and it was found when they dug up the
Tennis court.
tennis court.
Wherever the hell
For the
that
building
was.
tennis courts.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Mercer was
His
the
body
founding
and
family.
everything.
They were
Okay.
the founding family.
1850s.
1855.
Real
Oh,
old
okay.
for here. I know you snobby people from Austin don't think much about that. But it's important to us.
Somebody
yeah.
must have heard you, and they must have been from Boston.
So there's nobody buried in the cemetery?
No, all the
I think
bodies
they-
have been taken out for one reason or another.
Oh my God. Then how can we get it as a landmark if there's no bodies there?
We're not going to talk about it that way.
We could bury some people there.
Couldn't we just bury some?
We just won't mention it. The bodies aren't all there.
Look, this
So
is
right
not
here's the old
Chicago.
Catholic church.
Yeah, this
Right
is
here?
cool, folks.
Slow down.
This used to be the Catholic Church?
Yes,
Yeah.
before the Catholic Church,
That just
before the
got
Catholic
torn down.
Church that is now.
Yeah.
This to a BOI. It was built after 1919. 1919 was a monster hurricane that destroyed the first church. This is the second.
Oh, okay.
Circa
Does
1920.
anybody use it for anything?
Yes,
Yes.
it's now a private residence.
And we've been able to have, we had one of our storytelling festivals out of it, outside under a tent, and gave tours. They kept a lot of the stuff from the, they have the, what do you call the, stations.
Yeah, right, I was just thinking.
Right.
On the
A lot of it is, a lot of it is just what it was.
Oh, wow.
And they kept a lot of it, and it's really cool. This right here was part of the old jail before that old jail over there, and it was City Hall too. And the stories were what happened to it when they went to that was a disgruntled Polish garbage man drove the garbage truck in there because they didn't pay him.
You're kidding, really?
No.
No.
Wow.
And the community center was built in the 40s by boatmen, volunteers, and participation of the city. Used many, many, many times over the years for everything.
Bye.
Adios.
Okay, again, Gary, you didn't follow.
Man, hard to forget.
No matter how hard we try.
And
This house is the Allister house.
The one in the back?
I think right here.
Oh, the
Oh, the Allister house is back there,
Oh yeah.
over by Bundy's.
Oh yeah. I just have a
Here's
little
Gibbs
brain
Cottages, circa
By Bundy's.
1940s.
40s? These?
37.
These-
1937.
Yeah, 37.
This one right here was a store built by Roy Turnbull, who also built the Cetus building, which turned into, moved the store over there, then it added a bakery, then a smokehouse, turned into Island Cafe and food store, a smokehouse, which is now down the street.
that blue house over there is the Ellis.
Yeah, on the other side was the Allister house.
They move houses frequently here. Here left are the rock cottages.
Now tell me again what those were used for.
And these are the rock that, same rock in these cottages that was put into the jetty. And this was served as a World War II barracks.
For who?
As I don't know for who. I was told officers once, but don't take that as a.
Barney Foley built it,
Barney built?
But Barney.
and he had this house up here.
Yeah.
He built that, and then he built the cottages.
Where's the house?
Right on the
That one.
The awning? The green awning?
And then the Urban's place up here also was supposedly had a barracks. I mean, it housed. So
Barney Foley is one of the guys that took FDR fishing.
Oh, really?
Gotcha.
All right, with the ranking, sorry.
Yeah.
Can you just slow those down?
You okay?
you stand up in the sunshine. Goodness gracious. Okay.
She wanted to slow up by summer place.
Yes.
Burris.
Up here is where I lived, where you can see the. That's in the 16 feet.
Who lives here, Pam? What's the history on that house? You know?
I don't know.
It looks like it should be old.
I think it's one.
Isn't
I
that
think it's one of the.
Jay's house?
I think it's in
No.
the book, but I'm not sure.